Hey guys, it's been a minute. So, today is May 1st. May 1st is the start of Series 4 for VGC Competitive for Sword and Shield Online Battle Stadium. For those of you who play VGC, we do quite a bit of it on the Twitch stream, so you should come hang out with us if you want to. But I wanted to talk about two particular Pokemon. So 4 new Gmax forms have been released for VGC Series 4, 2 of them of which, Garbodor and, what's the other one? Oh, Duraludon, probably are not going to get used. I mean, yeah. Garbodor's Gmax, you get a poison, okay? His abilities really aren't that great, and the base power of the move is only 90, okay? So you're not getting a buff, and you're not getting the special attack increase, so yeah, that kind of sucks. And then in terms of Duraludon is a fantastic Pokemon. You should highly consider using Duraludon. However, its Gmax form is not, it's not desirable. You do get the PP decrease, really, but it's not... If it depleted the entire move, then that would be great. I think it would definitely have some usage. But the fact that it doesn't, yeah, most Pokemon really only stay on the field for about 2 to 3 turns, and most people have PP maxed on those Pokemon, so you're going to be getting the 8 Draco Meteors or the 8 Hydro Pumps or something like that, you know what I mean? And it's not really that viable of a move, I just don't think it's going to be really worth it. It's more useful as running it as a steel type, with the Assault Vest or the Life Orb. Yeah, so I don't think Gmax Duraludon's really going to be that great. But Machamp, he gets 2 great abilities, alright? So in terms of abilities, he gets Guts and he also gets No Guard. Guts is a fantastic ability, one that we've already seen on plenty of Pokemon, Conkeldurr being one of them, probably one of the most used Pokemon in the format right now, where you pair Guts with the Flame Orb, okay, and you basically ignore the attack drop because of the burn, and it basically gives you the exact opposite, pretty much. Yeah, so it's kind of a deadly ability, especially if you can pull it off when you're not in misty terrain. It's a really, really good ability. No Guard. No Guard is especially cool. So No Guard basically ignores accuracy check, but there's a downside to it. The moves that are going to be used against you also don't ever have an accuracy check. So let's say there was a Rotom Wash on the field and he went for Hydro Pump. That Hydro Pump would not have an accuracy check if he targeted down Machamp. So it has, a little bit of a downside, but you're going to be able to hit Stone Edge, you're going to be able to hit Rock Slide, you're going to hit Dynamic Punch all the time. And he gets great coverage moves, Knock Off, Wide Guard, the Elemental Punches, the Stone Edge and Rock Slide, as I said, Close Combat, Poison Jab, and Bullet Punch. I mean, he's got relatively good, decent bulk. He's got HP of 90, and then he has attack of 130. And then his defense is 80 and special defense is 85, but his speed, however, is 55. And his 55 speed kind of puts him in a situation where you almost need the Follow Me or you need the Trick Room. You could run Choice Scarf, I guess. You're really not going to be outspeeding much, though. So yeah, he definitely has some great coverage. He's definitely a good Pokemon. Yeah. But it's going to be interesting, and especially because of his Gmax move. His Gmax move is Gmax Chi Strike. So Chi Strike, you're not going to be getting the attack boost, and you're not going to be getting the attack boost, so you're not going to be getting that +1, and so you're essentially getting a critical hit increase, so it's like focus energy. So yeah, he's a little iffy, as I said, but I think he definitely has potential over the other 2 that were released alongside him and Gengar. So, speaking of Gengar, Gengar is the next Pokemon. So, Gengar is notoriously a very good Pokemon. Ghost and Flying are arguably the best typings in VGC right now. Yeah, it's just like, it's a very deadly combo, especially if we've seen like Dragapult with Max Phantasm and Max Airstream. Max Airstream obviously is arguably probably the best, yeah, it's probably the best max move in VGC, just because you're getting that +1 on speed on both of your teammates every turn. Yeah, and Max Phantasm, obviously you're going to be getting the defense drop, so it's, yeah, it's a little iffy. But anyways, let's talk about his stats. HP of 60, attack of 65, defense is 60. His special attack though is 130, special defense is 75, and his speed is 110. So not too much bulk. You know, if you're gonna be seeing Gengar, he's gonna be running Focus Sash, and that's pretty much the end of the story. His ability, Curse Body, we all miss Levitate. You don't have to say anything. Curse Body is not a bad ability though. You know, getting the opportunity to disable one of your opponent's attacks is definitely, I think, something that's valuable. You know, you can definitely hold on to it. I know Jellicent is pretty often used with Curse Body, and it's put me in a couple of situations where I definitely, you know, wish that didn't happen. But anyways, let's talk about speed types, because Gengar is one of the faster Pokemon in the format. He's at a base of 110 speed, as I said. In terms of speed ties, you're going to be tying with Raichu and Frostlass. So with the 110, you don't really have to worry about Raichu that much. I mean, maybe with Eerie Impulse, that could be a little annoying. I have seen Raichu, I know I run my Raichu without speed investment and with max HP and max attack for Fake Out and Nuzzle and stuff like that, and then to do less damage with Volt Switch out on Lapras. So that's generally how I do mine. But with Frostlass though, I haven't seen a lot of Frostlass, but Frostlass can be an issue, and luckily Hail's really not that good in this format. I would love for it to be good because I love using Beartic and Vanillux and stuff like that. Maybe it actually could be good with Lapras, but yeah, that's something I haven't really dove into. But in terms of outspeeding, being outsped without items, okay, so we're talking about natural base stats here. Whimsicott, Hawlucha, Galarian Darmanitan, Barracuda, Dragapult, and Aselgor are definitely the ones that you're going to want to watch out for. Aselgor, not too much, but I actually have seen Aselgor on the ladder quite frequently lately because of Round and Primarina. Yeah, so that's actually a pretty cool, it's a pretty cool tech, the Round thing with Aselgor, but I don't think that you would particularly need to worry about that being so common. Galarian Darmanitan, however, running Earthquake, you are going to be outsped, so that's something to keep in mind. You know, because we don't have Levitate anymore. Barracuda, not too much. With Crunch, Dragapult Tower, Dragapult and Whimsicott, and kind of Hawlucha, but Dragapult is definitely an issue. So if you're gonna be running Gengar, my recommendation is to, so the team that I'm building right now, my recommendation would probably be to use a follow me user like NDD, you know, and that kind of pushes it just a little bit, you know. I'm going to assume if somebody's going to be running Dragapult, they're also going to be running probably Togekiss as well as their own follow me user, so you're going to have limited turns to really do as much damage as you can. In terms of, yeah, I mean, like, you're gonna have the Sash, but I think at the end of the day, it's difficult. You know, Dragapult definitely makes Gengar's life difficult. But I think if you have a way that you could particularly do it, you know, maybe set up your Tailwind or your Follow Me before you switch in Gengar to make sure you will be outspeeding, and stuff like that. So there's definitely a strategy around it. However, it's not going to be the most fluid and or you know, it's gonna take some setup if you're running against Dragapult, which, you know, is probably one of the most used Pokemon right now in the format as well. But yeah. So, but Whimsicott, you don't really have to worry about it with the max use. You're going to be getting this special attack increase, and that pretty much OHKOs Whimsicott anyways, so you don't really have to worry about that, especially if you're at base 130 attack. But yeah, let's talk about its G move real quick. So its G move is, or Gmax move, sorry. It's Gmax Terror. So Gmax Terror is a very cool ability. They kind of gave a little bit of a throwback to what Mega Gengar's ability was, and that was Shadow Tag. But Gmax Terror basically acts like Mean Look. So Mean Look is especially good on Perish teams as well. So if you want to use a Perish team, you can. But basically it's going to lock your opponents in. You know, Shadow Tag is a really, really annoying ability, especially on Gothitelle, you know, obviously Mega Gengar, stuff like that, because it prevents you from switching out unless you're a Ghost type. So if you're a Ghost type, you're going to be able to still freely switch out of that. So yeah, so that's kind of annoying. But in terms of moveset, I think Gengar has a lot of potential. You know, he does get access to Trick Room and all the funny tech. You know, another move too is Reflect type. Reflect type is one of those moves that I feel like could be good, but you'd have to set it up properly in terms of how you would be approaching it, because essentially what you could do, like say you're using Indeedee as a follow me user. I haven't tried this yet because it just became legal today, but what you could do is you could Reflect type Indeedee to get the normal Psychic type and have Stab Psychic under Psychic terrain. I know that sounds a little weird, but a normal Psychic type that's base 130 and base 110 speed sounds a little scary under Psychic terrain. That sounds pretty scary. Now, I'm not telling you to do that, but that's definitely something that could be used, you know, especially if a follow me user isn't on the field. Yeah, so that could be kind of cool. Dazzling Gleam, he also gets coverage moves for Dazzling Gleam. Most of the time you would probably see maybe Destiny Bond, but definitely Shadow Ball, definitely Sludge Bomb. Yeah, Protect, maybe Nasty Plot is also a good option. He also gets access to Thunderbolt. I'm pretty sure he gets access to Energy Ball. Double check me on that. And then, let's see, Dark Pulse. He also gets access to Dark Pulse now. I don't really know why you would need to use Dark Pulse. Unless, you know, like if Indeedee was such a big issue for Gengar. But yeah, that's about it. But anyways, I thought we would talk about it today. I'm sorry that we haven't put up a video in some time. I'm starting to get back into it. I made some investments. This is a new camera for our YouTube videos. We're gonna start to do a little more style of vlogging. So for those of you guys who don't know, I am a photographer, and I love to shoot photos, and I would love to start making film, you know, especially in terms of YouTube, because I think I got to the point where like I was sitting behind my desk, you know, and I was feeling really trapped in terms of content. You know, and I love FFAs, and I'm not saying we're going to stop doing FFAs, but I definitely needed to take a step back from that. So yeah, so we're going to start doing stuff that, I don't know, is a little more involved, you know, so like you guys can hang out with me and we can actually, you know, understand each other rather than me just like sitting behind a desk and telling you what to do or giving you a daily match of an FFA. So yeah, so we're gonna start doing that. As I said, we got a mic for our new camera. We have a new camera. I'm shooting on alpha, as always. If you're not shooting on alpha, I don't know what to tell you. We got a new gimbal, so that's pretty cool for some cinematic shots and stuff like that. Yeah, and we're gonna start just like really gearing up for the DLC and stuff. I'm super excited about the DLC. We're gonna have a video coming out on the DLC sometime this week, and yeah, we got some stuff. We got some stuff coming up. But yeah, and Also, series package is being made for the playthrough for Isle of Armor, so I'm pretty happy about that. But yeah, let me know like what kind of teams you're thinking about building with your Gmax Pokemon and such. I know I kind of like spoke a bunch of stuff and there's not a lot of things to read, and I'm kind of just like sitting here in front of the computer, so I mean in front of the camera, so I'll make sure I pop some stuff up, you know, throughout the video and whatnot. But anyways, it's nice seeing you. Okay, bye.